65 of Speak on It. Who wore 65? I wore 65 when I played football in high school. 65 was my number. I think
That's
Lane
all. No,
John.
no, no. We don't need to add anything else. There's
That's
no
it.
need. There's no need to add anything else other than my guy Danny Ocean back when he was in these streets giving y'all hell was
Talk
wearing
to him.
65.
You know what? I
What was
looked up my stats the
I'm,
other
I'm,
day.
I'm, I'm remembering. I'm thinking about you, and I bet you was on the right side of the offensive line. You was pulling.
Yeah, I was actually. I was right guard and I pulled. And then when I was a senior, I moved out to right tackle. And then I played
Well,
D tackle.
that was a mean guess too. That was straight up yes. I did not know that. Did not research that.
And
I just
then
and
I played defensive tackle. How much? I was like 265, and we played a 3-5. So all I did all game was get double team Pauls. Like it was just because I was the run stuffer. Like I had to
nah.
like
No, no, no. I'm not allowed. I don't care if you said pause. Yo, what? Don't you ever say that? Yo. Whoa.
like
Where are we taking this? Where are we taking this audio
like
adventure? Oh
like
my
it
goodness.
was it was not. My uncle always said defense was fun, but it never was fun for me. It was just pain.
No, no, that is because I feel like there's only a few positions in defensive football that is actually fun. Corner, I'm going to say playing corner is fun.
Yes.
I'm going to say playing safety is fun. Edge rusher, I feel like, is fun.
Yes.
And that's where I think the list ends. I don't think being
Yeah.
linebacker is being fun because you're running everywhere all the time. And, yo, you got to deal with some athletes at tight end. And then you might have to deal with some shifty shakers coming at the backfield. And then if you're dealing with a running quarterback, fam, you were in hell. You mad at yourself. Then if you're like a defensive tackle like you were, yo, now you're seeing, two-man fronts, three-man fronts. It's unfortunate. You see how I said what you were saying without saying what you said? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I appreciate you doing that for me. But yeah, man, like it was not fun. As always, this show is brought to you by goingfor2.com. Head over to goingfor2.com for all your fantasy needs. Football season is back. Today is day one. All 32 teams are in training camp. We are starting to get into drafts. We're starting to get into making payments for these leagues. D, you and I are going to talk about your league. I have a bone to pick with you. You are a great commissioner, but something transpired last night that I need to talk to you about. So we'll do that. But other than
No,
that, what do
I
we?
know what you about to say. Yo, my brother, did you watch the video?
I did not watch the video. I went to
Okay.
bed.
You should watch the videos because it's going to answer all your questions.
All right, I will watch the video after I talk to you about it. But what are we covering tonight, D?
Yo, today we gonna get into the Brooklyn Nets and the Boston Celtics and what this supposed trade for Kevin Durant that was rejected and what that looks like and what do we think the potential fallout that could potentially cause. We're going to talk a little bit about Trey Young and John Collins. I see y'all in the Drew League doing what y'all do. I'm going to share. We're going to talk about the NFL color rush uniforms. I've been seeing a lot of fly ones over the last week, and I'm going to maybe share some grievances about a certain team that refuses to spice up anything about their uniforms. I want to, you know what? I had this on our topic list, but I'm going to start off by reiterating. Last week, when I told y'all Team USA was looking dangerous at the World Championships, I want to confirm to y'all they kicked ass. They kicked ass. I wish I had the total medal count. Maybe when Kyle gets here, I can ask him. But it wasn't close. It was like Team USA had like 30 something. I think the next best team maybe had like in the 10 to 15 range, if that.
Oof.
We look good. Team USA across the board at World Championships in Eugene looked good. So shout out to Team USA, man. Now
Doubling up.
it's not me saying shout out to the USA. I'm shouting out Team USA. I'm still black
There
and
is a
conservative.
difference.
There is a very big difference. Shout out to you for realizing it. Then we're gonna really continue our division NFL divisional preview this week, looking at the AFC West. Yes, that is the Chargers, that is the Chiefs, that is the Raiders, and that is the Broncos. I was about to say what Russell Wilson said, but I ain't gonna do it.
Oh
And
no,
then
don't.
what?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Nah, nah, go ahead. You go ahead.
I thought you was about to do a corny joke on Russell Wilson. I was like, leave that man alone.
No, I ain't got that. You already told us where this podcast is brought to him from by, right?
I did, but we'll go over it again because there's no thing as too much promo. Goingfor2.com. Football season is here. Daily fantasy for all types of leagues, redraft, dynasty. You want to make some bets, earn some money, or lose some money because you don't listen. Head over to Going for Two. You and I are going to do some gambling this year. I know you're
I'm sorry. I saw it, and now I have to say it for those who are listening and not watching the YouTube. Someone in the chat said, "Bronco Nation, let's ride." And if you know, that is Russell. That's what I was trying to say about Russell Wilson. That's what he was saying in that video. If you guys haven't seen, it's obvious. It's clearly a promo recording clip.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen this video yet.
He's in there just giving up because you're supposed to do takes and then kind of chop it up and make the best one. And since the video, that's why he had to stand in front of the camera. I know. Anyway,
I got you.
He's in front of the camera talking about some Bronco Nation. Imagine this is the football. So like he has the football in one hand, Bronco Nation, let's ride. But you got to say it and you got to hear it in Russell Wilson's tone. It's fam. And he says like 5 times, Bronco Nation, let's ride. And then he's like, okay, Bronco Nation, let's ride.
So like he's hitting on Sierra.
I don't even know if Sierra caught the same energy that he came to the Bronco Nation with. But since we in the realm of the NFL, let's start there because I'm going to start off with a quick topic that we had. Tell me what you think about Kyler Murray's contract.
So for those who don't know, last week, which completely throws off my AFC West, because for me, I was like, Kyler Murray's not going to get paid, and that's going to affect his play. And now he's gotten paid, and the whole AFC West thing for me is in cahoots. Yeah. Anyway, so Kyler Murray signed a 5-year contract, $230.5 million with $105 million guaranteed, which is great. But there's a clause in there that says he has to study independently for 4 hours a week during the season. And to that I ask, why the hell are you giving a man $105 million if you can't even trust him to study the other team and be prepared on Sunday? So it goes back to 2020 where there's a quote from Kyler Murray, and he's essentially like, I don't break down a bunch of film. I see it all in my head, kind of like a beautiful mind. And that's the gist of it. Like, I will study when I'm there. I'm not going to be breaking down tape 24/7, learning the other team. I see so much in my head. And they gave that boy $105 million guaranteed.
Yo, Kyler. No, this is not to Kyler. If you have been an athlete, if you have been a student athlete before, particularly for the NCAA, I know you read this headline and like me, you giggled like shit. Yo, no way you give someone over $100 million and still make them do study hall. Oh my goodness.
In the study hall. And the crazy thing is, that's an hour a day.
In his $100 million contract. No one else finds this hilarious. Yo, they gave my man a study hall. Yo, you know what they saying without saying it? They saying, yo, we would have beat the Rams had you been in study hall.
And that's the 3rd time you've played these guys this year. Dog, that is an hour a day. Can you study at home while you're eating dinner? That's all we ask, man. We're going to give you an iPad full of film. Can you just watch
it? Kyler, they're gonna say you got to come to the facility between this hour and this hour. You got to log in.
I'm sure they're going to give him an iPad or a computer with the footage, and someone is going to be on the other end like, yeah, Kyler logged in his hours this week, coach.
Yeah, all we got to do is give him an iPad to monitor his screen usage time. That's all you need, yo.
That's all you need.
You don't even turn this thing on. Yo, Kyler, shout out to you. I hope, now first off, congratulations on this bread. I'm not going to hate on a black man getting his money.
Never.
But that's funny. Yo, have you seen the Fox talking heads? It was like, yo, what are you doing? You don't want to study?
Ryan Clark had the line. He said, "Yeah, I've heard this conversation millions of times with my fifth grader when I tell him to do his homework or he can't play video games." Not to an adult. Kyler should have taken the baseball money, man. He should have just went to baseball.
Yo, my I think I got my parents still do that with my like younger brother. Like, yo, you're not doing your work. Give me this Switch. Give me this PlayStation.
Yeah, like that's
funny. I'm sorry, that's funny. Shout out to Kyler Murray though, because you're still going to torch NFL defenses, and you're probably still going to be like the fourth or fifth best fantasy quarterback this year.
Which is crazy because Nuke is suspended the first 6 games.
Oh, underrated storyline. Okay. Let's stay in the realm of the NFL. Have you been seeing these color rush uniforms?
I have, and I'm very excited.
Y'all had some really, really good ones. Y'all, I think it's y'all's black ones though. Y'all just kind of
we got the black helmets this year. Kelly Green's coming back next year, baby.
I like that. The Bengals, shout out to Bengal Nation or whatever y'all's little nation's called. Y'all got some uniforms. The Chargers, I know y'all gonna do something crazy with y'all helmets. I'm gonna just shout y'all out in advance because y'all have it easy. Y'all's color coordinations are already looking nice. Beautiful. Y'all have it easy with the helmets. Who else? New Orleans. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I'm digging y'all's. I like it. I think it was the black, right? Like,
yeah. There's a whole lot of black helmets this year because the Cardinals got a black helmet too.
Cardinals, Washington football team. I think y'all's.
Yeah, they have like a.
Cool. Who else? The Bears, the orange. I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate the orange, but I give you the orange helmets. I don't like the orange jerseys. I hate when y'all get the orange jerseys, but at least the orange helmets make it better.
I will say this: the Cowboys helmet, they're going to their classic helmet, and so are the Giants. Like their classic uniforms are beautiful. Like I hope they wear them against us. Yeah, like those classic helmets, like the old Giants uniforms from Lawrence Taylor's day are just
with the Giants written out.
With the Giants and like the plain blue jersey, like the simplicity of those Giants uniforms are beautiful. And now you get to watch Daniel Jones stink it up.
And there's something about simplicity in helmets that I appreciate, and there's in uniforms in general, I appreciate simplicity and where we're taking the culture. But with that being said, I want to look in the camera when I say this. Green Bay, dog, what are we doing? Why do we not have a green helmet? It's easy.
Ooh.
You could metallicize. All you literally have to do is take your green, metallicize it. Take Oregon's colors. Not Oregon's colors, their color structure, I should say. Green out the helmet, yellow the uniform, white the pants, green the shoes.
Oh, wow.
Or you make the bottoms green and you white out the shoes. I just don't understand with the color. We have a nice color coordination. Green, the gold, a little white in there.
Hint of brown.
What's going on?
I don't know.
What are we doing?
We do
the Packers uniforms, do the brown, but that's a nod to the original Packers like franchise that wrapped the leather helmets.
But you notice a lot of the AFL teams, like back in the day, like the classics, like you don't see Kansas City do anything wow. You don't see y'all do anything wow. You don't see. I just had on tip of my tongue and I forgot who they were.
Raiders.
The Raiders was one of them. Excuse me. And there was another team I just had it. Yeah, like y'all don't do a whole bunch of crazy stuff because y'all the classics. Y'all the foundational pieces of the league.
Yeah, but let's move this shit along, man. Like, give me something spazzy, something swagadocious.
Did you see Aaron Rodgers come into camp today and his wife beat up?
Yeah, looking like Nick Cage.
That man that's MVP number 3 coming. He going with the 3-peat.
No. I don't. No more MVPs.
Like you don't wear an outfit like that.
Yo, let's get to the playoffs and let's win some games.
Well, you're in the easiest division in football, so you should make it to the playoffs.
Oh, brother, when did we start playing the NFC East? I believe
the AFC East is the easiest. You guys are in the 3rd easiest conference in football, so you should make the playoffs.
Yeah, that sounds good. Speaking of playoffs, in the NBA playoffs, the Boston Celtics lost. Yes. Particularly in the finals. And to retool and revamp that roster, they decided they wanted to send over a trade. And so, who else do they hit up? The Brooklyn Nets. It's always trade season in the city, right? In Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And apparently they said, hey, we'll give you Jaylen Brown, we'll give you Marcus Smart, and some other pieces, Kevin Durant. Actually, no. Other way around. Brooklyn sent them. I think Brooklyn sent them that trade, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Did Brooklyn send them?
No, I think Boston offered Jalen.
Okay, so I was right. Okay.
Yeah, you were right.
So Brooklyn turned them down. And randomly, on a slow news cycle, after this trade was reported that it was old. So if you look into this news came out weeks after the original offer, during a slow news period, when the Nets have not been able to make KD and Kyrie that package deal that they've been looking for, or the superstar haul that they've been looking for. So out the blue, Woj and Shams and all them get to reporting that this trade was made. Let me ask you something. Mm-hmm. Outside the trade, it was rejected, so we don't have to worry about if it helps who, if it was good, yada yada. Do you think that this news in general could potentially cause some friction within either the Celtics or further dysfunction within the Nets?
I think it affects the Celtics more because Jaylen Brown has responded. He responded on Twitter today with an SMH, just shaking my head. If you're Brooklyn, this is genius, right?
Black folks. When us black folks say shaking my head, what are we really saying?
It's a sign of disappointment, like deep disappointment.
But you know what? It depends on. That's why I wish I would have seen Jaylen Brown when he tweeted SMH, because I need to hear the side, because I think the side really tells you how. Because a shaking of the head from a black person is basically saying I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised. But when you hear that sigh, the more of the sigh they give you, that's the damn. That's that damn. Really, you? They be like,
this is how this happened. Jalen got on the Bird app and saw Woj's tweet and said, shaking my head, and then he went back to eating breakfast.
Damn. All right.
But if you're no, you're good. If you're Brooklyn, this is genius. So you put pressure on the Celtics to make this deal because you don't want any dysfunction in the locker room. Or if they don't trade Jaylen Brown, and you do have, like, say if Kyrie, Kevin, and Ben do come to play together, you're in the psyche of your opponent, right? Like, in the back of Jalen's mind, he's like, man, they're gonna get rid of me. They don't want me. They don't need me. They want to keep Jason over me. Right, so Brooklyn wins either way. Like, Brooklyn has put the ball in the Celtics' court. Even if it's just a mind game, it's a brilliant mind game.
Okay, so first off, I'm with you. I think this definitely hurts the Celtics more. I didn't see it from that angle. I think from my angle, I think as I look at Jaylen Brown, I think he would be upset that his name's being included in sort of the back and forth games between the Celtics front office and
that was me.
Between the Celtics front office and the Nets front office, I think Jaylen is an intelligent enough player to know that this is a business, and I think there's sometimes when it comes to Kevin Durant, no one's really untradeable. But I think on his mind, it's like, yo, y'all even have to let it get out there to the public, because if y'all keep y'all's business under wraps, then it keeps my names out of the national headlines. Essentially, I think he's shaking his head at the fact that the Nets organization and the Celtics organization, they're not going to be the ones that Stephen A. and Molly and all these guys are talking about. It's going to be Jaylen Brown. Do they think, is that trade worth it, or so on and so forth? So I think he's maybe a little more disappointed in that. But I didn't really think about it from the angle that you were talking about, because if you think about it, and I think someone just mentioned in the chat, the Celtics they have maybe had a history of not maybe treating their players the best. We saw what happened with IT after the passing of his sister. So it's funny, Brad Stevens.
And if you're Jalen, you can make the argument that Jalen was the best player for the Celtics in the finals, and you're gonna get rid of me? Like he made it competitive. How many
But they
games was
said,
Jason Tatum out there dragging his ass and Jalen kept them afloat?
I mean, there were some periods in the series where Jalen was that series that spark of offense that helped them get back in. I mean, guys, they lost in 6 games. That's not. I mean, they lost
Yeah,
in 6 games, so they won the hose. They didn't get busted. They lost in 6 games. They were 1 game away from this being 1 game series.
yeah.
So I don't know. I feel I definitely feel your. And if I'm him, I'm like, yo, why are y'all even thinking about a trade? Let's just run it back and retool.
That's it. Like, well, at the same time, you're like, if I can get 3 years of prime Kevin Durant, like Jason Tatum's what 23, so by the time this is over, he's 26.
Then why wouldn't you send Jason then? Because KD and Jason are essentially same player, same position. You would maybe make more
Uh,
sense.
the NBA is about getting superstars and making it work. Like, just get your hands on superstars and figure it out on the way.
Well, that's why there's a team in Los Angeles who is trying to figure it out how to
Well, that's
reverse that way.
that's because you got a guy who is not a superstar who thinks he's a superstar, allegedly.
Yo, relax. That's still Russ, and that's still my triple double goat.
I mean, I'm a
Um,
Brody fan, but
yeah, but I don't like your tone when you're talking about the Brody right there.
well, you know
Um,
what? And I'll say this completely unrelated. Like, Skip and Shannon really be on TV, like just dragging that man name through the mud.
that's why, Russ look, Russ might, man. I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna use my platform to say what I think that you can.
Yeah, let's go to the Drew League.
So I don't know if the audience knows. I feel like you know we chat about this, but everyone's been talking about LeBron in the Drew League, but Trey Young and John Collins recently played in the Drew League, and Streets was saying it's a little
So
shaky
they
for him.
lost.
That's what the streets told me, and they said it was a little shaky on their end. What are your thoughts, man? What's going? What I mean, obviously, I think the Drew League is something that most players, most players participate in their off season as they should. Hoopers love to hoop, but do you think there's been, and not only because of just LeBron, do you do you think maybe the more widespread coverage of this Drew League that the players are maybe trying to send a message, or there's a message maybe underlying being sent here? I guess I'm trying to.
Oh, you know what? I never thought about that. Like them sending a message. I do remember, if you remember doing the lockout season after the Mavericks won the 2011 finals, like NBA players were turning Drew League games into pickup NBA games. Like LeBron would be there, Jamal Crawford was there. Like they would turn these Drew League games into free pickup games. I don't know if they're sending a message. I just think they just want, like you said, hoopers want to hoop and they just want to hoop and work on their game. I know for LeBron, like LeBron did because the Lakers didn't make the playoffs. Like LeBron just wants to make sure his name is still in these streets and he let these fools know he's still here. In regards to
I, I,
Trey,
I
go
think it's
ahead.
this. I think it's this. I think it's obviously hoopers loving to hoop. But sometimes I think some of these conversations with some of these players is like, hey, how do you combat a giant?
Which giant is that?
Any giant. How do you fight a
Like,
giant?
you cut his legs off, chop him down at the knees.
So if you see that in the NBA the power is in the players and you're a player, you see the potential of the ratings and media coverage no matter where you go, no matter what league you play in. Don't you think there isn't some group of players behind the scenes, especially with these $200 million contracts going around, saying, "Yo, that Drew League, what if we bought that? We seen what Ice Cube can do, but what
Oh,
if we did this the way we want to do that?"
that's really interesting.
Then,
That's
fam,
real.
I'm about to get in my bag. You start a league that's popular in the summertime that gives that gives players, teams to play for that they can own and play for if they want to, or can give them a chance to showcase younger hoopers that they may know outside of the NBA, and they don't have to split some of the profits for it. Hey man, I'm just saying, there's a
I
message
love
in there.
I love that idea. I will say though, if NBA players start playing in Drew League games more regularly, it's going to be collectively bargained that if they get hurt, they're going to avoid some of their salary. Because I know these owners don't want these players playing in games that don't matter.
Yo, they play 82 games that don't matter.
I mean, if you
They really play like 75 games that
yeah,
don't matter.
but but if you're an owner, like if LeBron tears his ACL playing Minnesota in January, I can live with that more so than LeBron tearing his ACL playing in the Drew League or twisting his ankle because some dude jumped under his foot while he was shooting a shot. Like I can't live with that.
Yeah, but it's funny because I bet you I know the just casually mentioned the Mavs championship. Wait. What is this? What was you talking about the Mavs championship and I
I
missed
said
it?
I said the lockout season after the Mavs won in 2011. They won in 2011 and then they went to a lockout that season.
All I heard was after the law. I didn't even hear. You know why? Because I'm starting to tune out Mavs and the Eagles from you because I see that you're just trying to get in the
That was
gist
just
of
a
things.
fact. The lockout happened after the Mavs won the championship. That's it. That's all I said. That's all I said.
And the closest they've been to that championship is what this year when they met the Western Conference Finals.
That is correct.
11 years later. Um, okay, you ready to get into some football? Let's talk about
Yes,
the AFC
sir.
West.
Let's
All
do
right.
it.
So to the folks who are listening, every year or last year and this year, we've been doing kind of a preview of the NFL divisions and a look ahead at the season. This last week we did the NFC West, so of course this week we're coming back and we're looking at the AFC West as the Chargers, Raiders, Broncos, and Chiefs. We're gonna look at each team's record, who we think is going to be, what we think each team's record is going to be, who we think is going to win the division, what we think are going to be some of the big storylines that happen throughout the season, any breakout players, who do we think is going to be the divisional MVP, and then any other storylines or agendas that we want to push. So,
Yes.
my guy, Danny, I'm going to ask you to start with your divisional records for this league or for this division.
So I preface this by saying, out of all the divisions I've struggled with over the course of my life, it's always been the AFC West. I always struggle with the AFC West because I don't know why, I just do, because I always fall in love with the Chargers and they always break my heart. But last week I said that I had all four teams make the playoffs. I misread my sheet. I did not. I only have three getting in. So in last place, and let me say this, 4 and 3 can swap because I think what's going to be the deciding factor is going to be the head-to-head. So in last place, I have the Chiefs at 11 and 6, but 4 and 2 in the division.
Okay.
Third place, I have the Raiders at 12 and 5, but they're 2 and 4 in the division, and they're the 7th seed. They're the last team in. Third place, I have the Broncos at 13 and 4, 3 and 3 in the division as the 6th seed, and then my 1 seed, not my 1 seed in the AFC, but the AFC West champions, the San Diego Chargers, who I have also going 13 and 4, 3 and 3 in the division as well, and they will be the 3 seed.
Yo, I need to know what you think.
This is going to be completely wrong.
Okay, so I'm gonna read off my my records, and I'm gonna go into why I think this is gonna happen because these are 4 quote unquote good teams in the division. So coming in 4th in the division with a record of 2 and 4, an overall record of 8 and 9, I have the Denver Broncos.
Okay.
Finishing with a record of 9 and 8 with a 1 and 5 divisional record, I have the Oakland Raiders. Finishing with a record of 9 and 8 and 4 and 2 in the division, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. Those 3 teams I mentioned, none of them I believe will make the division. I mean the playoffs.
Okay.
And the divisional winner and number 1 seed in the AFC at 13 and 4, I have the Los Angeles Chargers with a divisional record of 5 and 1. And here's why I think these teams will have the records that they will have outside of. Well, for the Chargers, I think this is going to be the year they take the step forward. I think they're going to start figuring some things out. I think Justin Herbert is going to take that step forward. They're a good team. They're a good team. They just got to stop. Yeah, they just got to point the gun at the other team and not at their own foot. If that makes sense.
It does.
But I think they're going to be a really good team. The Broncos, the Raiders, and the Chiefs. I have them basically being separated by a game overall. I have the Chiefs and the Raiders at 9-8, and the Broncos at 8-9. But none of them making the division. Making the playoffs because when you have that many good teams in one division, you guys are going to beat up on each other, and that's what I think is going to happen. Every divisional game will be very close and will be very, very tough, and I think that's going to be hard and difficult on a lot of the division. I just think the Chargers will be the ones that kind of take the step in that division. Now, when I say the Chargers are going to be 5-1 in division, don't think I'm thinking they're going to blow people out. No, these guys are going to be winning by 2, 3, 4 points, barely escaping by the hair on the chinny chin chin. That's why I think the most of these divisional games in this particular division are going to be very close, one-score games. And I just think that at some point, having all these good teams is going to be a negative thing because you guys have to play each other the most. And to that you say.
To that, I say your records are probably more accurate than my records. I just know last year before Russell Wilson hurt his hand, he was in the MVP conversation. He was the front runner for the MVP. And now he has a better offensive line.
That every year. He's an MVP candidate for the first 6 weeks every year.
But now he has a better offensive line, arguably a better run game, and a better receiving core, right? Like now Russell has like real weapons. Not to say that he didn't have real weapons in Seattle, but that offensive line was terrible. Like now Russell might actually have a chance to cook. And like you're probably right. I'm probably wrong. There's no way all these teams have winning records. For me,
you have 4. Listen to your records. You have 4 teams in one division with like double-digit wins.
I do.
So what you're saying is that outside of this division, these guys are going to smoke everybody else.
Yes,
but they're just going to play each other and be bad.
Yes.
No, because what about the inter-conference teams that just match up well against some of these teams? Like, the Bengals match up well against the Chiefs, and if they played again, I think the Bengals would give the Chiefs a tough night. I think the Patriots match up well against the Raiders. I think the Raiders, they would have a tough game against the Patriots that day. I think the Broncos don't match up too well against the Steelers if they played, for example. They might have a randomly, and then you have to think about the random trap game. Every team in the league is going to lose just one game just off of it being a trap game. Oh man,
I said your records are probably closer to being right than mine.
Yeah, I think you're bold for your records. I mean, I like the boldness in your choices, but I'm basically saying
this is where I'm. Yeah, this is going to be my bold division for the year. I just and to the Patrick Mahomes retired. No, I just like. Do we realize how much pressure Tyreek Hill puts on the defense? Like, you want to know why Travis Kelce is running wide open across the middle? Because you got a corner and a safety playing deep zone, so they don't get blown by Tyreek Hill. I don't know what Sky Moore is going to be. I don't know what McCole Hardman is going to be. I know Tyreek Hill puts a lot of pressure on defenses. And now that he's gone, those safeties can take a couple of steps forward. Those linebackers can walk the line of scrimmage a little bit closer. Like, it's going to be an adjustment. And Tyreek Hill is like one of the best receivers in football. You don't take one of the best receivers from football off a team and that team still continues at the level that they were at. I don't care who the quarterback is, unless it's Tom.
But the Chiefs fandom, they told us that team's going to be perfectly fine. They took Marquez Valdez-Scantling from the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
They got McCole Hardman. They got Travis Kelce. Someone in the chat said, so you're saying the Chiefs need OBJ. Was good.
I don't know if I'm the Chiefs.
I think OBJ should play with a quarterback who won a Super Bowl about 10, 11 years ago, and he's been looking to win that second one, and he's ready to take a receiver who has his first and is looking for his second. and we can just mash this together, especially considering the team has a young receiving core.
That sounds awfully specific. Do you have someone in mind?
I think OBJ should come play for the Green Bay Packers, but you didn't hear it from me, and that's not biased at all.
Okay. We'll
Okay.
make a mental note of that.
What do you think will be the biggest storylines coming out of this AFC West this upcoming year?
So I had three, and we just touched on one. That offense, the Chiefs' offense without Tariq Hill. How does Andy Reid adjust? Like I said, they have Juju, they have Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Like they have bigger receivers. Like, do we toe back to an offense with more jump balls, more back shoulder throws? Like, I don't know if the Chiefs' offense is going to be as explosive as we're used to seeing it, and that's going to be an adjustment. The Broncos receiving core, specifically Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton. This is the quarterback that they've ever had. Can Jerry Jeudy produce and be the guy from Bama that we think he is? I think that is going to be the key for the Broncos' success. And then this is going to be kind of spicy because it deals with the Raiders. Like, can Derek Carr get his name in the MVP conversation? Derek Carr was in that conversation, was it 6 years ago, the first half of the season? Then he got hurt, and he's never reached that level again. Now he has Devontae Adams. He has Waller. He has Renfro. He has Jacobs. Can he play well enough not to be? I'm not saying he's going to be league MVP because I don't think that's going to happen. But can he get his name in that conversation? Because he has everything.
Devontae. So my biggest storylines I have, I mostly have two. I think my first one is the Broncos aren't going to be who we thought they were going to be. I don't think they're going to take the step forward that everyone assumes that they're going to take. But
Okay.
I think that's just because changing systems, changing teams, new personnel. It's a little bit of an adjustment. And not everyone is Peyton Manning, which I think. Never mind. So I have that's my first storyline. My second storyline, I think similarly to you, I think this will be the year that the Chargers take the next step as a result of the Chiefs taking a back step with the loss of Tyreek Hill. I think Chiefs are going to be a good, like I said, I think they're going to be a 9-10 win team. I just think the Chargers are going to take that step because I think the Chargers are looking at themselves as a team who probably has the best offense in that league now with Tyreek Hill going. And then with that being said, I'm moving to my next segment. My breakout player, even though it's really not a breakout player because he's always really, really good. I just think he's going to have another monster season. Austin Eckler.
Okay.
I think Austin Eckler, I think they're about to really open up this offense for Justin Herbert. I think they're about to really have him spread it around. I think Austin Eckler is going to be the key. I think what he's able to, the dynamicism that he's able to bring to their offense on a regular basis, I think it's going to be hard to replace. I think he's going to take an even bigger step than I think the step that he took last year. So, Austin Eckler.
For me, the breakout player, I'm going back to Denver, Jerry Jeudy. I know he has some dropped issues, but this is the best quarterback you've ever played with. It's time. If you can't produce with Russell Wilson, then we need to have a conversation.
But what if the offense just isn't good? Why don't we ever? The system stinks.
Then we need to have another conversation about coaching. Russell Wilson is good enough to get you 8-9, maybe 10 wins. He did it in Seattle for years.
Of the Broncos now.
Who is the Broncos head coach? They fire him so often it's hard to keep
up. It was the Nathaniel Hackett.
Hackett.
Our OC from Green Bay.
Like Jerry Jeudy, like this is the year. Like we know Cortland Sutton is good. It's time for Jerry Jeudy to be wide receiver 1. Stop dropping the ball. You're a technician. Get open.
Who do you think will be a division MVP?
This is a dark horse, and this is because I love offensive linemen and linemen in general. Rashawn Slater, the left tackle in LA. If the Chargers are going to be what we think they are, Justin Herbert's going to need to stand upright to sling that thing. Rashawn Slater's protecting his blind side. He went to the Pro Bowl as a rookie. I'm thinking All Pro this year. Rashawn Slater.
Hey are you okay? Yo, you've been saying some wild shit today.
What did I say?
We can sling that thing. Yeah, okay. Don't you ever?
Oh God!
I do like that pick though. I think Rashawn Slater is going to be a great left tackle. My division MVP. Now get this. Patrick Mahomes. I think Patrick Mahomes
Okay.
is about to show everyone that he can spread the ball out more, even without a dynamic receiver like Tyreek Hill. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to put up good numbers. I think he's going to put up like Texas Tech type numbers in a lot of these games because I don't think these Chiefs are going to be playing with the lead. Is essentially what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to be in some dogfights, and I think they're going to. I'm curious to really see how Andy Reid decides to really put this offense together now because I mean it's so easy. I think it's so easy before to what you were saying, yo, Tyreek, we'll put you on this side, we'll put Kelsey on this side. Like it's way too much pressure on defense to try to cover both of you. Now with you gone, we can maybe our corners, maybe we have the ability with our corner to just maybe hold up on the outside. But I will say this, Marquez Valdez-Scantling ain't no hoe. He ain't no hoe.
Yeah, but he's a bigger receiver though, right? Like he's not a speed or possession. He's like a
No,
bigger receiver.
He's a speed receiver. Like he's a flyer.
Okay.
Yeah, he was our deep threat. So they signed him with the departure of Tyreek Hill, and he got about 15 mil from it too. He was our deep guy. Pause.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind then. But yeah, so we'll see. Right? Maybe you can run some underneath stuff for Juju and Kelsey, and use Sky and Marquez to like open up the middle of the field. But again, like Tariq is a world-class speedster. Can't replace it.
My last statement I want to make on this division. This is not when I say I don't see the hype in the Broncos. That's not me hating on the Broncos. That's just me. I got to see it to believe it with the Broncos. I'll also say the Las Vegas Raiders. If anyone can make a push to win the division, that's not the Los Angeles Chargers. I really see it being you guys. I think you guys have the pieces. Listen to me closely. I think they have the pieces to win. Now, I will say Derek Carr and that offense has to get used. Not only are they getting new pieces offensively with Devontae Adams and how that works out, but they got a new head coach. So that's a new system in general.
Yeah. Who's not a racist.
Yo, John Gruden, I know he's sick because, boy, if John Gruden had Devontae Adams in his offense, oh, boy, Derek Carr might go for 5,500. He might pass the 6,000.
He might.
Like, he's like, fam, boy, I know John Gruden. He's somewhere mad. Like, boy.
Should be wilding on the email.
Should have been wild on the email. Some say, though, Mm-hmm. What do you say to the people who say that no one should have been snooping through his emails anyway?
I'm saying
because they weren't investigating him originally to begin with. To those people, what do you say?
I say if you're using the work server, just know they can get it whenever they want. If you're emailing over the work server or with a work email address, just know that there's a possibility they could read it. Just remember that, kids, especially for all you who just graduated this past May, jumping into your first job. Anything you do with company equipment or on company servers, act as if they're going to see it.
So I guess that it's like, I know when he was in there talking to the owners of the Raiders, he probably had some good points. He was probably hitting them with like some, yo, these people were not even investigating me. This was a long time. This was X amount of time ago. I'm past this, yo. It's like, and this is not me caping for him. This is me basically kind of just speaking to kind of the age that we live in terms of like media reporting and like how anything you say, no matter what time it was said, can and will be used against you. Like, I'm not trying to say John Gruden shouldn't have been fired. I guess when it comes, now that it's came out, I mean, yeah, and I'm kind of got to do what we got to do, which is essentially why they fired him. They fired him because it came out. They didn't fire him because of what he said. That stuff, because like it had already been out, and it's like, and then you think about it's emails, it's old emails, and he's probably saying this thinking that he's shooting his shit with his fellow racists, and they getting this racist shit off, and no one's really going to catch him being racist, and now y'all investigating some pervert that owns the Washington racial whatever, And now y'all decide y'all want to investigate, while y'all investigating him, y'all find some emails about me, which is really someone who's probably just being nosy on some shit. Now y'all want to take me down. I know he was hitting the Davis family with like some, yo, think about what y'all are doing. Like, this is not right. And he's probably like, y'all are only doing this for the PR. Y'all really.
Yep. Yeah, I don't
and then
care.
if you're the Davis family, you're probably like, yo, like, you right, but
you got to go.
John, they're probably like, yo, John, we're not going to be able to sell tickets. We're not going to be able to put people in seats with this type of stuff. We're going to have players who are not going to want to play because of this type of stuff. What do you want us to do?
And then if I'm John Gruden, I say, well, Jack Del Rio's doing the same thing, and he seems to be okay.
Oh, man. I'm telling you that. They're going to have something on that one, too. That's going to be a conversation for them. Gator J, what's good? Dally says wild shit every day. Okay. Not lying. Not lying. Yo, anything else on the AFC West? I think it's going to be a really competitive division, despite my discrepancies in some of the records. But I think it's going to be a really competitive division. Every game of theirs that I see, I'm going to try to. That's going to be on TV. I'm going to try to watch. It also kind of sucks that just randomly speaking, since we're on football, the Packers don't play on the West Coast this year. So if I want to see them play,
damn.
Yeah, I know. I'm happy to go east. Which is funny because they've been on the West Coast. I feel like they've had at least like one West Coast game.
How far? Like, what's the closest they get
this year? Let's look at their schedule.
And while you do that, I do have one more thought, and this happens to me every year. The Chargers are going to Charger, aren't they? Like we put all this hope in the Chargers, and they're going to do something very Chargery. If we're going to look like fools in 4 months.
Well,
we're going to look real stupid in 4 or 5 months.
Nah, Chargers, no, because they were a game away from making the playoffs last year.
Until they were the Chargers.
Oh man, I'm trying to give them hope.
Me too, because I want the Chargers to be good.
Yo, all of their games are on the East Coast. Legitimately, all their games on the East Coast. Closest they get this year might be the preseason game in San Francisco.
Who knows? Maybe
at the Vikings, home against the Bears. I'm gonna list off road games. We know they play their home games in Wisconsin. For everyone who doesn't know, Green Bay is in Green Bay, Wisconsin. For anyone who doesn't know, so they're at Minnesota.
Nope.
At Tampa.
Nope.
Listen to this. This one's funny. At Washington.
You just hope Aaron makes it out alive.
At Washington, at Buffalo, at Detroit, at Philly, at Chicago, at Miami.
It sounds like Detroit or Chicago are your best bets.
Nah, I wouldn't want Detroit or Chicago. Yeah, but that's a.
I've been to Detroit, and where Ford Field is, it's kind of nice, right? Like it's downtown Detroit. You have some casinos, you have the baseball field, you got Ford Field, and then it's like 3 blocks, and it's like, yep, we in the hood.
You smack that Devin is like, damn, nah, I know who live over here. I know. Like, look, I bet if we go over this corner over here, I know exactly what they.
Either we getting robbed or we getting cracked. We might get both.
No. My best bet is not. I don't want to go to Detroit or to Chicago, respectively, to the Packers play. I will say though, I'm looking at that at Miami Dolphins game on Christmas, and I'm like,
Ooh, what time on Christmas? That'll be fun.
It's a 1 p.m. game.
I don't think the Eagles play on Christmas because Christmas is on a Sunday.
Christmas is on a Sunday, so teams are going to be playing.
I'm sorry, NBA.
You think the NBA gonna be in trouble that day?
Yeah, because Christmas usually belongs to basketball, but this year you might have to take a
It's
back
only
seat.
Sunday.
Oh, the Eagles play Christmas Eve in Dallas. Oh,
It's not
that's
bad.
interesting. That's really
Like,
interesting.
and I don't want to even look. I don't really want to even look at like the. See, I want to see my NFL team play first before I go randomly watch another team play.
Same. And I refuse for my first NFL game to be in DC because again, that field, I just pray we make it out alive because that field is the home of torn ACLs. Every single year, I hold my breath when we're in DC. That's the worst field in football.
I will be holding mine on the 23rd of. And that's right before I go back to. That's right before I go back to Disney World too. That's unfortunate. Oh man, that's unfortunate. I don't know. I gotta look at their. I'm gonna look at their. It might be this year. I don't go to any of their games unless they have a playoff game on this side. But just
That'd
I'm
be
looking at
cool.
their schedule. I'm looking at their schedule and I'm like, yo, like y'all really deep on the East Coast, so it might not be this year. But at least I know at some point they do have to come to LA to play either the Chargers or the Rams.
Yeah.
They'd have to eventually come to Seattle again. So let's see, right. Another Disney trip. Yeah, I'm going back to Disney World. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I'm going back to Disney World. Yo, Disney World is
Okay.
funny, and I love roller coasters. Pause.
How
Yo,
is that? How is that a Paul statement? Roller coasters are great.
couple, a couple other things I wanted to talk to you about to before we get out of here.
Go for it.
I want to start out by giving some prayers up to Chris Carson, who had to
Yeah.
retire due to some neck injury. So I heard Chris Carson was a pretty good dude for the most part. So unfortunately, he was really good when he was healthy.
No, no,
Um,
no. I call BS. He has had neck issues, but he said it's going to be Drew Lock or Geno Smith. You know what that means? 30 carries a game. I'm good. I'll see you next year.
nah, bro. Oh, you think he coming back?
I'd like to see. Let's see. I wonder if Seattle got like the number one pick and Bryce
Yeah, I
Young
think
was
he drafted
there.
a running back too. So he was probably like, "Yo, y'all can work
I mean,
him."
because all you got is Rashard Penny.
Now they drafted another running back too. I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let me look at
Uh,
the running back. Keep going. I'm just looking at that
also,
depth chart.
also want to send out some prayers to. Oh my gosh, he's a wide receiver for the Houston Texans, rookie wide receiver. He
Oh
just
yeah,
recently
Mechie or Mitchie.
John
M E
Mechie.
C Mechie.
He recently found out he had a form of leukemia. So definitely want to send prayers up to him. Hope he's feeling better. What do you think about Julio Jones and Tom Brady? Part of me thinks this should have happened 4 years ago, for one. The other part of me is like, yo, Julio, are you going to be able to stay healthy enough for this to really. Because you stay healthy, Julio really might get his shit off.
Yeah, because you got Mike, you got Chris Godwin,
Who's hurt right now.
Gronk
So
is gone.
Julio is
Who's
going to have
hurt?
to. He can play.
Listen, man, that team. I don't know how they do it. They just get scarier and scarier. Like the NFC is really top heavy, but man, we got to stop this. How do they keep getting away with this?
Well,
Yeah, back to the Seahawks depth chart. Yeah, I see why he left. I see why he retired. No,
why?
thank you. So here's that. Rashard Penny's the starter. Kenneth Walker was drafted in the fourth round for Michigan State this year. That's the
Really,
guy you're referring
really
to.
good.
DJ Dallas, 2020 fourth round pick. And
I remember
then
DJ Dallas. He's kind of decent. He's giving me some decent games. One decent game.
Travis Homer.
Travis Homer, yeah, he's more of a return specialist though. Kenneth Walker, and who's the other running back?
Rashad Penny.
Rashad Penny will be the bell cow. I think Rashad Penny's actually supposed to take on a bell cow role anyway.
I
What do you
hope
think
so.
about Darius Leonard saying he wants to go by his middle name, Shaquille?
I did not hear this one. Darius Leonard.
So, let me tell you more about it. So, all pro Indianapolis linebacker
Mm-hmm.
Darius Leonard reported to training camp Tuesday. He asked reporters to call him Shaquille, which is his middle name and has been the name he's been going by majority of his life. His mom called him Shaquille, his family called him Shaquille, his friends and family called him Shaquille. He only went by Darius in school or if he was in trouble, which is
Okay.
funny. It's funny because when I got in trouble, my parents actually did not call me Darius. They called me they said the more slang version, the more country version of my name because my family's kind of from the country. So it was more Darius. So that's how much my name is Darius. Anyway, so now he wants to be known. He wants to go by Shaquille Leonard, preferably no more Darius Leonard. I'm gonna just get this out here as a fellow Darius. Yeah, what the hell? Damn. I mean, I can't go by Shaquille. Shaquille. I gotta. If I go by my middle name, then now I'm sharing a name with someone who's in trouble right now from his position. So I can't do that. So okay, but I'm gonna go by Darius or Los D Mix or D. But he ain't gonna stop my pimping though. Mm-hmm.
There you go. That's one less Darius in the way.
Yes, you're right about that. The Bible has a Darius in it too.
Really?
He said so Gator J yes he came about Gator J says that Shaquille Leonard put out a tweet. If someone calls him Darius, he won't hold it against them. Good,
Yeah,
because that's brother.
That's gonna take a long time because we've been calling him Darius his entire career. That's gonna take a long transition.
Your mama named you Darius, and that's what I'm gonna call you too. And he could be like, my mama also named me Shaquille. I'll be like, all right, you got me.
Yeah, that's a big man.
No. Well, let me make it perfectly clear. I will be calling him Shaquille. I'm not playing with anyone's name. I'm not playing. Are you serious? That would put me in the same realm as Buddy who threw the bottle in the club and then got mad when Aaron Donald proceeded to play against him. Los, you going by your middle name, Robert Kelly?
Whoa!
You funny for that one. You funny for that one. All right. Last thing for me, Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow. Want to send my prayers up to you. You're having an appendectomy. I've had one of those before. It's not fun. I will say that when I got my appendectomy, all I remember is getting wheeled in and then waking up. So that is whatever was it? It's anesthesia.
Anesthesiologist. Oh yeah.
Oh, the anesthesiologist is the one who puts you under. That drug is crazy. But the drug that they use to put you under, no. But why don't we have more talks about this? There is. That drug is crazy. Like you don't remember, dog. I remember getting I vividly remember perfectly them pushing me in, like me telling my parents, "Yo, if I don't make it, it's good." And they're like, "It's gonna be all right. You're just getting your appendix removed." I remember all that. Yes. And I remember being in the room and they tell you to count backwards from 100, and the next thing I remember is waking up. Fam, that is a crazy drug. Why don't we talk about that more?
Like, are you asking like, do you want some, or are you just talking about how powerful it is?
No. I'm not saying I want some. I'm saying, like we are in possession of drugs that are like this. Like, dog, I do not remember any part of that operation. I just remember waking up, and I remember being in the car. I remember counting down. I cannot remember. I just remember just waking up. I said, I wasn't spam. Because you'd be like, what just happened?
So Gator said he made it to 98 before passing out. How far did you get?
I might have been 98 too, Gator. I ain't gonna hold you. But Danny, you're not making it far. Like they might be surprised if you make it to 97. It's like that. I don't remember anything. Gator, do you remember anything? If you remember something, then oh my. I guess that's the point, though, right? You don't want to remember anything.
I remember being put under when I got my wisdom teeth taken out, but I don't think it was that intense. Like, I remember being out. I don't remember anything, but
yeah, I mean they do put you under, but maybe it's a different type of. Well, maybe it's the level
I don't remember
of
being that
what the
kind
drug
of
will give you then, because maybe when they gotta for a dental procedure, they may be able to give you a little bit less, versus like a more bodily procedure. They might have to like when they really got to like cut you open. They might be, yo, fam, I do not remember. Yeah, that's wild. Like, shout out to the anesthesiologists out here because only really y'all know, and that's why. And that goes back to the original point. What I'm saying, yo, like, fam, to be an anesthesiologist, you are in control of some dangerous. That's a dangerous drug. Like, fam, if you give them too much, they might not wake up. You don't give them enough, they might not go to sleep. Like,
That's scary. Or they might wake up middle of operation.
Dog, nah, don't. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Yo, let the people know where to find you, man. Obviously, not with the anesthesiologist.
No. You can find me on Twitter at madads14. Follow us, IG, Twitter, speak on it _pod.
You can follow me at LosDmix. That's LOSDEEMIX on Instagram and Twitter. Gator J, appreciate the love. Bam, appreciate the love as always. I think my guy Trigger Trey was in here. That was my guy King Bro. I don't know if he's still in here, but much love to you, bro. Can't wait to see you next time. Annie,
No. We have one more thing to discuss.
Oh man. Okay. I thought I was gonna slide by without this. Okay. We can tell the people what happened.
We can. Yeah. Okay. So
all right, I'm the commissioner. I can give them. So people, as you all know, Danny is in my fantasy football league. It's pretty competitive league now. I've added some new incentives and rules to make sure people are engaged and give people a chance to win more money, which I think the league has responded very well to. It's actually gotten a lot more active just in general since we've implemented those rules. So last week's one of the members of the league asked if we could, instead of having ESPN randomize the draft order for our snake draft, if we could actually do it manually and have like a draft lottery, and that way people can be able to game plan their draft strategy earlier in advance. I love the idea when I heard it. The league voted on it. We got it approved. And yesterday was the draft lottery.
Yes.
I had a Zoom as a little audience so people could ensure that this was completely fair. I recorded this so anyone who wasn't there, you could see it. I dropped it in the chat. I wanted to make sure everyone knows that the commissioner is completely fair and where people are going to draft. So I will let y'all know right now, I'm drafting at number 3.
Crazy.
Danny, let the people know where you're drafting.
9th. 9 out of, and there are only 10 people in the league. Every single year, I end up getting the bottom of the round, and it's infuriating. Last year, I drafted like 8th. Like every year, I'm at the bottom. I'm tired. It is rigged. Damn. Stop the count. This is a fraud.
There's no count. It was randomized.
It has been stolen from me.
This is why I need you to watch the video, because if you watch the video, you will hear me. Because when we did it, when they revealed the list, you did it one by one. So it didn't just show everyone. It showed like 10. It's basically like 10 cups, and you click a cup and it'll show you. So someone was like, yo, let's do 10 to 9. So 10 was Greg. Greg's first, like he gets in there and was like, yo, as long as I don't get pick number 10, I'm good. Clicked his 10. Boy, he was sick. Then I clicked 9 and it's your name. This is why you got to go watch the video. Because in the video I said, damn, I know you're not going to be happy about that. Can't wait to hear what he got to say about this tomorrow.
Every year I am drafting at the bottom of the round. I never get the opportunity to get elite talent to put me over.
Goodness.
You're rigging the NFC so that you can get Derrick Henry, and then you're going to turn around and you're going to fall into Aaron Rodgers.
Dog, what are you talking about? I'm drafting 3.
3 is great.
You're going to draft twice before I have my second player.
But I don't know if I'm going to get a chance at an elite running back.
You are at 9. There's going to be talent on the board. You just got to know. You just got to be smart with who you get. That strategy you told me last night, you had me laughing for like 20 minutes because I said, yo, if he takes that guy at number 9, Jay
Herbo.
This is what I really said. Yo, if he takes that guy at number 9, I might throw him in the race for last early just to see him
Like,
fight out of it. 'Cause that's
I
gold.
I am going to have the chance to draft 2 elite wide receiver, 2 elite pass catchers, but I'm gonna be slim
I'm
at
gonna
a
be
running
honest with you.
back.
I think you're gonna be able to get like a decent running back and a decent pass catcher at 9 and what?
It'll be 9 and
11.
11.
Yeah, 9 and 11.
No, 12
Well,
because
9
it'll
and
be
12. Yeah.
9. Greg, it'll be me, Greg, me.
Yeah, I think you're gonna. Thank you. What Gator said. You're at a.
Nah, Gator. I am in the game, and I'm so in the game. I'm tired of being cheated and bamboozled every year.
But see, this is the good part about being able to know your draft position this early, because now you can go on ESPN and do all the mock drafts and exclusively only pick from slot 9, and now you know. Now then you'll get like an understanding of, okay, at slot 9, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Jonathan
Gone.
Taylor are gonna be gone. But
But
these are likely the players I'm gonna have to
Jamar
work.
Chase gonna be there. Let Jamar
And
Chase fall.
exactly. So if he's there, you now know at 9, yo, I'm not going to take dude I was saying yesterday. Let me definitely take Jamar Chase because dude, you was telling me yesterday.
Go ahead and tell the people what I said yesterday, my draft strategy
Okay, because
last
I was
night.
trying not to say the
when I was angry, because I was man, every time.
Guys, last night, my man Danny Ocean was so mad. He told me at number 9, he just might fuck around and draft Justin Herbert at 9. And I said, and I could not stop laughing. Could not stop laughing. I was like, yo, Justin Herbert. I was like, oh my.
And then I said,
Justin
then I'm gonna
Herbert
turn
at
around
9.
and draft Jamar Chase. That was the plan last night.
No, don't do that.
I went to bed heated.
Look at Gator J. Look at Gator J. Gator J. Look, Gator J. I'm gonna be honest with you. I did a mock draft the other day, and I think I started at 6. It was actually before I knew my draft position. I just did a random one. I started at 6, and I got Justin Jefferson at 6. So it's possible. Like it's gonna be available.
Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. That's it.
You look, which is going to go back. Okay, because now we're going to go back to my argument last week of why I was saying if we just had 2 flex, if you had 2 flex, then it's basically telling people, yo, go out and put a team together and let's just see how you fare. But no, everyone was saying, oh, but you made my draft. You made the tight end, Travis Kelce. All right. That's why I ain't gonna say nothing. But this is what I was saying last week. If it's flex, now if it's flex, then I like your chances even better where you're at because if it's no tight ends, then it's fuck it. Now you're taking best available position players, build the team out. But no, y'all wanted tight ends. Y'all wanted tight ends. And I guarantee you're not going to be the only person. I'm saying exactly what I'm saying. I'm gonna say this to someone else who's going to text me this. I'm gonna say the same thing. Like this is why I wanted 2 flexes over a flex and a tight end, because then it just build a good roster. And you just what does that mean? You just gotta note. You gotta practice.
Stop the steal. That's what's that now. Now I know how I feel. Stop the steal.
At least tell me you'll go watch the draft video. It's only like 6 minutes. It's not even long.
I'm gonna watch it tonight while I'm chopping the audio.
You really only need to watch the first video, the first one that I sent, because I cut it in 2. The first one is like the actual. You'll just see it. It has all of them, and then the second one is just us kind of shooting shit, talking afterwards about the draft.
Damn, you kicking me out the league? We should run 2 QBs. I am a proponent of 2. I had 1 league in college. We had 2 QBs. Most fun I've ever had.
What's fun in running 2 QBs?
It's great. The points.
No.
Okay.
If you guys wouldn't let me do 2 flexes, there's no way you're going to sit here and tell me that the one position everyone waits to draft, we should get 2 of them. When the positions that everyone rushes to draft for, nobody wants 2 of them because they're afraid that it will mess up the league disparity with tight ends. No. People in my league are watching. No. If you want 2 QBs, we got to start with 2 flexes first, because that makes more sense in the mind of Vince McMahon, aka the Joker.
We got to stop calling you Vince McMahon, because that man going to jail.
D-Mix McMahon. So for those who don't get in our fantasy football chat, I often refer to myself in Vince McMahon and Joker memes to let the people know when I'm not in my fair commissioner mode. I want you to know that I want to rig the game so that I can win.
Yes.
But that's when I'm in GM mode.
Which is magically how you got 3.
Three what? Yeah.
The third
Please watch the
spot.
video. Now you just watch the video.
The
Yo.
third spot.
Okay, it's funny because it's funny because in the 3 years that I've had this league, I've drafted in 2, 3, and 4.
Crazy.
But the problem with that is both people both of my first round draft picks have ended up getting hurt. First year was Saquon Barkley. I was so sick. I had 2 that year. Saquon Barkley got hurt. Last year was Derrick Henry at 4. So is it rigged? Why would I rig it? And then if my best player
stop the steal.
Is it no? What's funny is that my first round picks have been getting hurt, and I still am able to build a good enough roster or keep together a good enough roster to win my division 2 years in a row. I'm like I told y'all in the chat. I'm going to the Super Bowl this year. I'm gonna meet y'all. I'm daring the rest of the group to meet me there because I'm gonna be there.
Listen, I'm doing a mock draft right now.
Good. Make sure you're starting at 9, buddy.
Yeah, man. Fuck y'all.
make sure you got that bitch set squarely in number 9 when you draft.
Rig. Stop the steal. Stop the count. This is fraud, and I will not stand for it. I'm gonna win the league. Like I'm gonna get this money.
Make sure you say that in the chat too. It looks crazy when only the commissioner is confident in himself to believe that he can win the league. No one else really wants to pop that shit.
I'm gonna pop off when I draft after the draft because I don't want to talk all this shit, have a bad draft, and then they look at me like I'm crazy.
Maybe I'm crazy.
Gator said he'd love to hear some of the incentives. You did a lot of great incentives this year. D is as much crap as I give D for rigging drafts because he does. The card is cold, like with the Knicks back when they got Patrick Ewing. He is a great GM with these proposals.
The card is cold. The card is cold. That's funny. Let me tell you
I'm not.
I would never rig the league because I would never rig the draft. There's no fun in that. I'd rather just beat y'all.
Shit, it's fun. It's fun to win money. I'd rig it to get this money.
Nah, I know I'm good, so I just want to beat y'all, and that way I can really talk my cash money. It makes me feel better when I can just beat y'all, and y'all have to accept that I'm just the better.
And you know what the real frustrating thing was? You had the nerve to give me 9th, like 9 out of 10. I'm number 9, and then the very next text, money due September 8th. Man, fuck you! I ain't give you no money. You gonna rig the joint? Give me 9 and then ask me for $80.
Please, like I'm begging you to just watch. When you watch the video, you're gonna be like, okay, you clearly didn't rig it. This is just me, and you're gonna be like, that's unfortunate. You had a 10% chance. Listen to this. You had a 50% chance to end up in the top 5. You didn't fall. You didn't fall on the right side of that coin. You had a 30% chance to end up in the top 3. You didn't fall on that side of the coin. You had a 10% chance to get the number 1 pick. You did not fall inside that coin. But if we want math to maybe work in your favor, here's some math that works. You were 90% likely to get the 9th overall pick. And that's what you got. That's what you got.
Stop the steal. It's okay though, because I'm gonna win the NFC and I'm gonna go to the Super Bowl. But back to these incentives.
So our buy-in is $80. We upped it to $80 so that the winner gets $500, second place gets $200. You get $25 for winning your division. If you're the highest scoring team in the regular season, you get $50. And then to keep things interesting, the person who finishes in last in the regular season, no consolation tournament, the regular season, they either have to leave the league, like this is the Premier League, or you have to pay half of the champs buy-in for the next year. So really, if you win the league, you are talking real big cash money because you only got to pay $40. You get a championship belt, you get $500, and you get bragging rights. And if you
it's 500, right? When it gets 500,
winner is 500. Second place is 200. Winner also gets a WWE Championship little replica belt, not the $500 ones, more like the $20 ones. But it's funny that in both years, the champions always make sure that they get on either the draft or the draft lottery with this belt. So I'm glad that people are keeping the belts at least.
Are we doing the draft live? Like we all jumping on the Zoom to draft?
I'll do it. I'll put a I'll put a Zoom link and we can do it. We can do it. We can do a link, but I mean, y'all got to think. I'm 3 hours behind y'all, so even the draft time I set for y'all, I'm like, I know people might be tired. Does the belt spin? No.
We not rocking no John Cena belt around here.
But I will say an early idea I had for this league was the 10th, like the 10th year of the league. I was thinking about doing a throwback as a commemoration of the 10th anniversary of the league, getting a really nice belt. I really like the John Cena spinner belt. So hope, and then
Listen,
people have asked, do I want to make this a 12-team league? Not really. I'm not a fan of 12 team. People have to talk me into actually I just dropped out of 12-team leagues. Like I can't do them. So
I can't wait to win this league, and I'm gonna take that money and buy my wife something nice, and then I'm gonna buy myself something stupid. It's gonna be great.
Yo, and then I can't wait to see if someone, and this is the last thing we're gonna say, people, because I know y'all ready. I can't wait to see if and when someone does the true trifecta. Win the division, highest scoring team in the league, and win the league.
Whew. That's a lot of money. What's that? $650?
That's 500. That's 575. That's 575. Yeah, and then next year you only have to pay 40 plus you get a championship belt. Oh,
well, if the person drops out, then you got to pay the full. Like if the person's like, screw that, I'm just going to drop out. Then the winner's going to have to pay the full 80 next year.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. Well, yes, essentially, because I'm not going to make the new person pay their 80.
Yeah.
So that also makes it interesting. That's another storyline because now if you're the champion, you kind of have to tell you kind of have to convince dead last to stay in the league.
Or that ought to be fun. No one's going to leave this league. This league's too much fun. Like this chat is too much fun.
There's always one person who I'm like, if anyone was to leave, it would be him. And I'll tell you offline though. All right, Danny. People, thank you guys. I know it was a little bit of a longer episode. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope y'all are, enjoying the content. Make sure y'all share it out, letting the people know where to find, a good time to talk sports on Tuesday. Share out the link to the pod whenever you get a chance and just show love, man. We just two brothers who love sports, just trying to have a good time. So appreciate y'all. We'll catch y'all next week. Los D, Danny Ocean. We staying real. Speak on it.
Peace.